Hello and welcome to another episode in my Warhammer 40k Conquest series. In this episode, we're going to be building our Noxious Malignant Plaguecaster, Noxious Blightbringer, and a Plague Champion. Try saying that 3 times fast. See you in a minute. Okay, so welcome back. So you're going to need your usual bits and pieces, so clippers, glue, and the mold line remover, which I really do need to desperately find. It is worth having a look at the instructions. It clearly states there that pieces 5, 6, and 7, so this piece, and this piece, you need to save for later on, as they will be needed for another model, but you won't get them for a little while. So what I would suggest is, once you cut out all the bits that you do need, just cut the areas around on the sprue so that you make the sprue smaller, but you keep everything intact and stuck together, and that way you're less likely to lose anything. So now that we've got that out of the way, first thing you want to do is start putting them together. So you will need the bases as well. Remember my little trick with super glue, just a tiny dab on one foot so you can snap them off, paint the bases at a later date, and also makes it easier to paint underneath all those details as well. So let's get cracking. Alright, so starting with number 1. Remember, flat side against the model. Clip as close as you can so that it's easier to neaten up. And then once you clip them out, remove the mold lines with your mold line remover, or blade in my case. I really don't like using the blade anymore. I actually do like the mold line remover because it leaves a smoother finish. It's just really fiddly because it doesn't have a large handle. So continue to do that, and once you've got all your pieces out, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so as stated before, pieces 5, 6, and 7 are still all together on the sprue, and I cut the excess sprue away around it to achieve this. So I'm not less likely to lose any of these bits, and you put them somewhere safe for later. So once you've clipped everything out and you got all the pieces exactly where you need them to be, you can start neating them up, and then we'll get to glue. Once you've cleaned them all up, then you can start doing all the gluing. So it's pretty standard stuff, this lot. Don't be too afraid of the instructions, because there are some bits that need to be put in first before other bits, and it might not be too obvious to start with. So, you know, have the instructions ready, but yeah, just have fun with it, and remember to take your time so you don't mess any of it up. And I'll speed this bit up. So with these capes, I'm going to keep these separate so I can paint them separately, so I won't struggle to get into the details around them. Again, this is another piece that you can sort of pose differently. I think I'm going to stick with the traditional pose for this one, but it's quite easy to, you know, just flip the arm over, because the tab inside isn't really that intrusive. I'm going to look on the back. As you see, it doesn't actually block too much, to be honest. I can get in around those chains and get to those details without too many problems, so I'm happy to glue this on. Okay, so this piece, you can see the stitching there goes on the edge of the hood here, and that little knob goes in that little hole there. So that's roughly how it would look. As you can see, it does block some details, and that might make it a little bit trickier to paint, but I'm up for the challenge. So, and I'm all about making my life easier, but I think this time is worth the risk. So just a tiny bob in there, a little bit on the edge there. There we go, beautiful. So thanks again for joining me for that video. I hope that the advice I gave is helpful, and yeah, just make sure that you keep those 3 pieces to the side, because you will need them later on. So I'd suggest keep them on the sprue, sort of cut around them, but keep them on the sprue and put them in the box for later on. And that's it. So once again, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the little bell icon so you get all the notifications for when I upload my videos. And while you're down there, all my social media links are there as well. And there's a link to Big Mac Dan Skull, who does weekly updates with all the new issues, and he fleshes them out with all his knowledge that he's accumulated over the years. And that's that. So once again, thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.